Hello, welcome back. I'm Jon Najarian. This is 3 at 3. If you're watching live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, that means that you are a subscriber to one of our various unusual option activity subscription products. If you're watching after 4 p.m. Eastern, in other words, after the market closes, it's because we still want to publish this. We still would like you to become a subscriber and to check out our offerings, but you no longer get to see it free. You get to see it live if you are a subscriber. Otherwise, you get to see it free after the market closes. All right, let's get to today's 3 at 3. Unusual option activity. We define that as large blocks of calls or puts being bought in big numbers. When we see that, then we basically try to figure out why they're buying those, and we follow along. In other words, is it just ahead of earnings, which it frequently is? Is it because of a new product that we know is about to be announced, like with Apple last week and so forth? There are a host of reasons why unusual option activity occurs. Sometimes it's very legitimate speculation like that. Other times it's somewhat illegitimate and could be defined as insider trading. We never know. And we are just following that unusual activity. Again, we never know who the buyers or sellers, for that matter, were in a particular class. All right, let's get started with today's 3 at 3. AMD, we told you about this one Friday. Stock was 119. We said, look at this. Next week's weekly 130s that were at that time $10.50 out of the money. They are still out of the money, but the stock has made a nice move to the upside. I'll drink to that. The stock, well, let's see. AMD today, 123.17. Not quite $4 higher, but a nice move. If you had stock, let's say, just rounding up a little, let's say that you have a $4 profit on 1,000 shares. That's $4,000. Congratulations. That's a great trade. On the other hand, if you own those 120 calls and you're short the 125s or higher, like I am, you've already doubled your money. Bang. That's why we thought we'd highlight that for you. So those of you who are in advanced micro devices, and keep in mind, this is short-term trading. Every time that I describe this kind of short-term activity, what we need to be aware of is that these options decay very quickly. They are something or nothing like that. So you want to be nimble to cut losses if there are losses, and there are. Or in an example like this, when there are profits, you have to be quick to take profits too. So I've taken about 70% of this position off. If it were normal activity, I would, like, say, if it was a December option and I had 2 months, I'd probably only take off half on a double. But on a double here, I want to take off more than that because time is so critical to how these work. So just giving you a little insight into how I look at these and how I trade them. Let's get to today's fresh 3 at 3 right now. Bang. Starting off with Cliffs. Cliffs, they're buying a ton, 12,000, 1.2 million. Yeah, that's a ton. Of the 29th of October. Buying stock moves. But once again, these are options that expire in 4 trading sessions. You need to be aware of that. So when we have 4 trading sessions before an expiration, you need to take profits quickly. You need to cut losses quickly. That's CLF. Now let's talk about XPEV. XPEV bullish call buying. Stock's 46, 49, so call it 46.50. That's $1.50 in the money because they're buying the 45 calls that expire this week. Bought nearly 6,000 of them. This is an EV maker. So you guys know, if you've got an electric vehicle and you see a big headline like today with 100,000 Teslas being sold, obviously not manufactured yet, but sold to Hertz in a fleet sale, largest ever. That's something you want to be aware of, something you want to follow perhaps, and it's something that lifts a lot of the other stocks in the same space, EVs. So XPEV, stock's 46.50, they're buying in the money calls. These will move about 65 cents to 70 cents for every dollar of underlying move. They're not at the money, they are in the money, and this is expiration week for them. Now let's talk about GT, which is Goodyear Tire. That's the third of today's 3 at 3. Goodyear Tire, $20.30 rather. They're buying 21.50 calls. I would much rather buy at the money and sell those upside calls. They've bought about 2,600 of them. Is it a play because people will be focused on this because of the EVs that have just been sold by Tesla? Perhaps. We'll keep an eye on that. And 2,600 is 260,000 share equivalent. Again, all of these are options that expire this week. So you've got to be very careful about how quickly you take profits and about how quickly you cut losses. If you've got questions, well, we'll try to supply some answers. Let's get to those right now. My handle is at JONNAJARIAN on Twitter. Let's see, Shiba, Crypto Kids, or Kids Crypto, that's the handle, at Kids, K-I-D-S, Crypto with a K, K-R-Y-P-T-O. Did you watch Squid Games? Yes. Trading altcoins is like that till you get blown up, Shiba. Well, folks, I don't have any Shiba right now. I know this is one of those stocks that people love to focus on because once you get focus through an influencer or whatever on a particular altcoin, they can hop. And this one has hopped and then some. But I don't hold any Shiba right now. So I'll take your word for it, Kids Crypto or Crypto Kids, that trading altcoins is like getting blown up. Yep, okay. Let's just consider that and move on. Big Easy, Squibby 2000, whose handle is at SQUIBBY 2000. Are you in New Orleans? Not anymore. I'm about to be in New York, just flying out there right now. But Squibby, I am not in New York yet. I am not in New Orleans. I am in Chicago right now. But I loved New Orleans. I was down there. I was speaking at the 47th annual investment conference, which is mainly about precious metals, materials, and now crypto. So my business partner, Mark Lopresti, and I were speaking there, and I was talking about our crypto hedge fund, which, by the way, is up 24% in the first 3 weeks. That's right. Just launched the crypto hedge fund, and it's up strong. Love that. You want to check it out? I'm sure if you Google Market Rebellion Crypto, you'll find us. It's a fairly large minimum. It's 250,000 minimum. Lucid, loved your Lucid call. Jumped back in today. What's driving it? Well, you already know. Hertz bought 100,000 Tesla Model 3s, and that is driving a lot of the EVs. Why? Because if Tesla is producing 100,000 of those Model 3s for Hertz, how many of them are going to be available for the rest of us? Well, it's also an endorsement of EVs and the potential there. So everything's getting a bit of a lift from that, including XPEV, which we talked about today for unusual option activity. And Lucid, those calls, no wonder Vin Vo, whose handle is at VINH95, that's VINH95, made a nice little pop today, about a 12% pop. Bang! That's what I'm talking about, folks. 2687 as of 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Gotta like that. Bang. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. If you would like to see all of our unusual option activity broadcasts live, well, you got to be a subscriber. You get them live at 3 every day, every business day, that is. And you get access to that with any UOA service. So whether it's UOA Elite, UOA Pro, any of our services for unusual option activity gets you in the door. You get this live with an hour to trade it. Otherwise, you get it at the end of the day for free, but you don't have any time to trade it because the options are closed at that time. But hopefully you can put something on the next day. Don't miss the live stream. Access the live stream by subscribing. Go to marketrebellion.com/UOA live. That's marketrebellion.com/UOA live. Remember, you get weekly trade ideas, you get live webinars, you get our trading community, which means you're on there on the blog, able to post questions, able to respond to other traders' inquiries and or statements. 888-809-8058 is the phone number. That's toll free, 888-809-8058, marketrebellion.com/UOA live. That's going to do it for us today, folks. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll be on the halftime report tomorrow as well.